Yo, what's good, everybody? We are here going over the Madden 22 live stream that just happened a couple hours ago. I'm going to go through everything that they talked about, the schedule for what's going to be going on to start the year, when they're going to be streaming, going over some more news. Let's jump right into it. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to kind of just be going through the stream that they had. We're going to be pausing at certain moments, looking at the cards they showed, the news, everything new going on. The biggest thing, they're going to be doing GMM starting next week again. The 2nd through the 6th, obviously, they're going to be revealing the top 5 people at each position. Just a little thing here, 87 overall, Zach Martin, probably the best right guard in the game. Should be pretty good off rip, but nothing too crazy. The first thing that they showed us was the new look menu that they added into the game. Let me go back one more second, just pause it real quick. They changed it up a little bit. The top right looks pretty similar, but here on the main menu, you can clearly tell they did some quick changes to make things look a little bit cleaner, be a little smoother, and look a lot better. So what they did next, they had this guy, Bailey, come on. He basically is kind of doing what Jake Stein usually does last year. He introduced this new feature called the not new feature, but it's worked differently, the strategy feature. What they did basically was take the jerseys and the coaches from last year and they changed them into these strategy cards that you can use to give your players certain boosts. These boosts will really help your team out. I mean, just like last year, it gives you short accuracy, medium accuracy, throwing stats, passing stats, rushing stats. It depends which ones you use. There's 2 different tiers, uncommon and common. They said more will drop through solos and many other things. They're in packs throughout the year, so assuming it'll go from uncommon to maybe rare cards, and they'll get better and better as the year progresses. The next thing that they jumped into was the halftime adjustments thing that they added into the game this year. Basically, if you have abilities and X factors bought on your players already when you load into the game, you can change them at halftime if you so wish to. If your opponent's doing something that you want to stop, you can change that around. Maybe put on a route tech receiver, maybe put on a one-step ahead cornerback to help stop their routes, something like that you can change at halftime to adjust throughout the game. The next thing that they added into the game was stats, which I think is pretty amazing, actually. We've been asking for this for many years to see how good our players do for our teams, and they finally added it into the game. It looks pretty cool. Hopefully it works the way it's intended to. You never know with EA, but it's actually a pretty exciting feature that they added this year. The next thing that they talked about was the Ultimate Season, which is basically, I believe, the leveling system that they're going by this year. Basically, they're kind of doing it more like a battle pass in which you do certain objectives and things. Let me skip towards it. You do certain objectives and tasks and dailies and stuff to get points and XP towards your level this year, and at the end of the season, I'm assuming they said every about 90 days it will reset. And as you can see, there's a 91 overall season edition player, which is kind of like from 2 years ago. They didn't have series masters last year, like for tokens and stuff, but 2 years ago they had series masters, which I guess is kind of how they're doing it. They're doing the level per season instead of doing like trophies per se. They're doing it similar. There might be trophies and stuff this year. We don't know yet. They didn't announce that, but we will see. It looks pretty cool. And yeah, on to the next thing. Another quick little thing right here. 87 overall, Ryan Ramczyk. I believe they said he was the 7th highest player in the game this year in MUT, at least core elite wise. Pretty good right tackle. Probably one of the best off rip. Looks pretty solid. Should be expensive. On to the next. Made a mistake. The last player was number 8 on the list. This is number 7, I believe. They showed this earlier in the day. 87 overall, DeAndre Hopkins. Looks really good besides the fact he's a little bit slow for the start of the game. As you'll see later on, there is many receivers that are a lot better than this DeAndre Hopkins right here. But we will see. And then they decided to show this 87 overall Tyreek Hill, one of the fastest receiver in the game. Surprisingly enough, he is not the fastest receiver in the game on launch. It is actually somebody else. We will show him later. He is very good. Tyreek Hill will probably be the best power-up pass to use at the start of the game. 87 overall power-up pass. They already showed it in the levels. There is one there. We will get that. His power-up will be expensive, but he will be one of the best receivers in the game. Okay, so the next thing is the EA Play solo challenges that are going to be in the game on the 12th when it gets launched with EA Play. They last until the 20th, As you can see on the bottom right, they give you a cover athlete power up pack, which you either get the power up Tom Brady or Mahomes. You get to choose. You get an 80 plus wide receiver, which I'm assuming is Nat, which could be pretty good. You could pull Tyreek Hill, DeAndre Hopkins, maybe Davante Adams. They showed him at some point. I think he was like an 88 overall. But yeah, this is pretty solid. It says 2 challenges. I'm pretty sure it's longer than that. I think it's 2 segments. But yeah, it looks pretty solid. I mean, couple solo challenges, you get a free card. Pretty good. The next thing they went over was called the campaign. Apparently, it is like a real-life NFL season just in solo challenge format. Basically, you do these challenges, you get certain cards. Beat the preseason, you do that. It's just like a regular season. You go 18 weeks and then you do the playoffs. And then you get collectibles that you can use towards these players. Derwin James, Chandler Jones, Shaq Barrett, Travis Kelce. And then there was 4 more that they showed. Here's the set. You need the collectibles, and then you need the 75 overall version of that player. There's a Minka Fitzpatrick. You need core elites and silvers and golds and things like that to get these cards. Pretty good overall. The next thing they jumped into was the Gridiron Tower. I think they said it's called something else in-game. I forget what they were saying about it. But basically, you get an 87 overall J.C. Jackson that they did not show. Comes with his power-up. Card should be pretty good. But as I said earlier, there's a lot of corners in this game off rip that can start on your team. The next thing that they jumped into was Team Affinity. Team captains also, which they're pretty similar to last year. They did a receiver, running back, corner, I believe. Let's just jump into that. Here's the first team captain that they showed. It is an 89 overall Lance Alworth. He looks pretty solid, really good route running, really good speed. They did not show the card art, even though the border and stuff looks really clean. The biggest thing on these cards, you can upgrade them from 85 to 89 overalls for 5 training per upgrade. And then you can also spend 5 training on every ability and X Factor, I believe, on these cards in specific, the team captains. Also, they start with a 3 times team chemistry, so you can pick any team chem, and it gives you 3 times to whatever team chem you want. The next team captain, which I think long-term will be the best one, is this 89 overall Jack Youngblood. 82 speed, 86 power move, 88 finesse move. Usually he has every single one of the traits in the game, which helps him with his pass rushing. Should be pretty good down the line. Long-term, I think this is the pick that should be on your team. Next, they showed us this 89 overall John Lynch. Looks pretty decent, 86 speed, 6'2", 89 hit power, has good zone. He might be decent. I don't know if he'll be great. Trevor Morig or whatever his name is, rookie premier, that looks way better than this card. I'll show you him down the line. He looks amazing. One of the free guys you can get if you did rookie premieres in 21, which will transfer over to this game, which I'll go over in just a couple minutes. The last and final team captain, which I personally think is the worst one. He might end up being good because of how the game plays, but only 86 speed on the Shaun Alexander. Cool player in the game, never really just great except for his card last year that he had on the Washington football team. Theme team, he was one of the best running backs in the game there for a little bit. Not towards the end of the year. Card could be decent, but I think this is the last one you should pick, unless you're a Seahawks fan and you really want him. The team captains, like I said, the abilities cost 5 training. They get 3 times team chem. X factors are 10 training, and then not below me, but right behind me, it says basically to upgrade from 85 to 89, you go from, it's 5 training per upgrade. So from 85 to 89, it's probably like 20 training, which is really good and really cheap for the people that do not spend money on the game, like me. The next thing that they jumped into was Team Affinity, which there's a bunch of objectives you can do per Team Affinity season, I guess is what they're calling it. Like, for example, 300 points, 20 rushing touchdowns, 20 passing touchdowns. You need to do a certain amount of these objectives and missions in order to get a free one, I believe. But they show a couple of them. 84 overall Anthony Barr. Mid-tier linebacker. Can't really do much. Chase Claypool could be pretty solid budget option for some of you guys if you don't have some of the top-tier receivers in the game. He could be pretty glitchy, even as a red zone threat with that like 6'4" frame that he's got. Next up, Jalen Smith, middle linebacker. Probably just an overall filler, if anything. Not too great. There's also a Micah Parsons that looks very good. We don't know how linebackers are going to be this year. We really don't. I don't expect them to be able to jump. They might be able to. I highly doubt it. Unless something drastic changes, I don't think this card will be that good. Next up is this 84 overall Justin Herbert, which I think will be a top 3 quarterback in the game on launch due to the fact that he will most likely get set feet lead, which is the best ability in the game at the start other than Gunslinger, but I don't think anyone's going to have Gunslinger on launch. This card should be really good. His card last year was amazing with set feet lead. This will probably be my quarterback on day one, if not maybe the 86 overall Trevor Lawrence I show you in a little bit. Next up was this 84 overall Landon Collins. Decent, nothing crazy. Washington football team, team KAM. 83 speed, kind of slow, but he does have 86 hit power, which could really help save this card, even though I don't think it's very great. The next thing that they announced to us was the 87 overall rookie master Davante Smith. Similar to Isaiah Simmons last year, you need a bunch of low tier and medium to high tier rookies put into the exchange to get this 87 overall Davante Smith. One of the best receivers in the game. As you can see, he will have 89 speed powered up. They are giving him a power up. One of the best receivers in the game, and he will be amazing. Next up, the MUT Master, aka the Ultimate Champion, 95 overall KAM Chancellor. I was wishing for an offensive player, but I'm not going to complain about it. 95 overall KAM Chancellor. One of the best safeties in the game. One of the most favorite safeties in the game by so many people. KAM Chancellor. Amazing card. Very similar objectives to Sam Mills last year. Let me just get to the card. This is a 76 overall. Obviously not going to be good. And then we jump to the 95 overall KAM. He looks a lot like Pat Tillman from 2 years ago. I expect him to play very similar, except for the fact that he is 6'3", which is really good for a user. This guy most likely will be my user once I can obtain him. I will try my best to get him the very first day you can. But very good card. Probably the best user in the game for the first few weeks till he gets an upgrade, honestly. So very excited about this card. Looks pretty good. I mean, he will be one of the best safeties in the game throughout the whole year. So I'm really happy with this card. Another thing on this KAM Chancellor is he gets abilities kind of at a discounted AP, which is very weird. Certain abilities get restricted. As you can see, 93 to 95, he gets discounted ability slots, so his abilities are cheaper, like AP wise, which is really good. And then he also gets the CB secondary, which it's not crazy, but it's cool to have. The next thing that they jump into is the Superstar program. This is everything that I just talked about will be dropping the 12th with EA Access. This stuff will not come out until official worldwide launch on August 20th. As you can see, Russell Wilson, they didn't show his full card, but he is one of the 89 overalls that they show, or that's going to be in the game. The first card they show is this 86 overall Terry McLaurin. Looks pretty solid. You're going to need him to get one of the 89 Masters. Pretty fast. I'm assuming he's a core elite, so he should have a power-up sign. Next card they show, my favorite player in the league, Marlon Humphrey. They went a little fast. Let's pause it right here. 87 speed. Pretty solid. He's going to keep up with the Devontae Smiths of the world. Maybe not Tyreek and Jamar Chase, the future receiver that I'm going to be showing you guys, but he's pretty good. I mean, his zone's a little low, but he's going to be a pretty good man corner at the start of the year. 88 speed, 90 with Sprinter, 92 with Team KAM. Pretty good card off rip. Really happy to have a Marlon Humphrey this early in the year. Next up is this 89 overall Saquon Barkley. I'd say he's probably the best running back in the game off launch. 88 speed, 89 powered up, 90 agility powered up. This card's really good. He's probably going to run the game for the first few months, if I'm being honest. And this card is going to be really frustrating to deal with because Saquon is always one of the glitchiest running backs in the game, and looks like he's going to be again. The next card that they did show was this 88 overall Jalen Ramsey. As you know, they announced as a 99 overall. You guys will be seeing this the Friday after this happened. So they got announced yesterday. 99 overall in regs, 88 overall in MUT. Really good, except for the fact he's a little bit slow. Most people will still use him. Cool card. Hopefully he gets a new card soon. The next thing that they jump into are these 85 overall GameStop pre-order cards. I don't know if you choose or you get them all. You get 85 Peyton Manning and an 85 Charles Woodson. Both pretty average. Peyton could be a starting quarterback for you, but there's like 3 or 4 other quarterbacks that I think will be a lot better. between Tom Brady, Mahomes will probably be better, Herbert, and Trevor Lawrence. I think all of them are better than Peyton, but you have to get, these are GameStop pre-orders, so that's the only way you can get them. Charles looks okay. He's a little slow. If he's a safety, he will be very good. Assuming he's on the Raiders, that'll be a safety maybe, but we don't know. They did not tell us. The next thing they did was show us these pre-order bonuses. If you want, you can pause the video real quick. Look at it. Basically, obviously the Dynasty Edition is the best. They're going to explain to us what the Curated Legends pack is, which is really interesting. They surprised us with it. Pretty fire. We should get into that next after they show us the Mahomes and the Brady. Oh yeah, one thing. You get an NFL Stars pre-order pack. They only showed a couple of these guys, but Von Miller, Myles Garrett, Davante, DeAndre. Just mid-tier cards that you could use on your team as overall fillers. Maybe even use them if you absolutely have to. The next thing they did was show us this 87 overall pre-order card of Tom Brady. Very slow, got a little bit of a noodle arm, but he's got really good accuracy. He will get set feet lead off rip most likely, which is very good. He will be one of the top tier quarterbacks in the game. Personally, with how the game plays, I think he will be better than Mahomes, but we will see. Next, they showed us the 88 overall Mahomes. Really good overall. It's just his abilities are going to kill him. His abilities should not be very good unless he somehow gets Gunslinger with 89 throw power. I don't think that's going to happen. If he gets set feet lead, maybe. If he gets set feet lead, he's going to be the best quarterback in the game. I just do not think he will. So Mahomes is really good overall, just will not have the abilities he needs to be one of the top tier quarterbacks in the game. The next thing that they started to show us was these curated legend packs. There's two separate packs, a Tom Brady pack and a Mahomes pack. This is only in the Dynasty Edition. In Tom Brady's pack, they give you an 85 overall Wes Welker, and then you'll see an 85 overall Ronnie Harrison. Neither one of them are too insane. They're both a little average. Nice cards to have. If you take the Brady pack, you're insane because this Patrick Mahomes pack is crazy. 85 overall Randy Moss with 87 speed and an 85 overall Deion Sanders. Both are way better than the Tom Brady pack. Make sure you take that one. Get the best players you can. Really good to start for not free cards, but in the pre-order. So yeah, on to the next. The next thing that they did was tell us about the veteran loyalty. So basically, if you've played the last 1, 2, or 3 years, you get this pack right here with a few of these 82 overalls. You get to pick Marcus Peters, Zadarius, Akeem Hicks, Incognito, and there's 2 others, I believe. Basically, if you played 3 years, you get 3 of these packs. 2 years, you get 2. 1 year, you get 1. The next thing that they introduced to us was how the Rookie Premier program will work this year. Basically, if you did all 10 Rookie Premiers, you get 2 Nat high overall Rookie Premier players. And then, well, it depends. You can choose. Basically, 2 auctionable, 1 Nat, 1 auctionable, 2 Nat. Really depends. We'll see when the game actually comes out. They didn't show us the sets, but let's jump into these cards. Elijah Vera Tucker, really good guard, or tackle, I believe, actually, in the game. He might actually be a little better than Ramczyk, maybe not. We'll see. I wouldn't choose him with my Rookie Premier cards because there's a lot in this. Christian Barrymore, another guy, mid-tier, don't really need him. Jalen Phillips is really fast off the edge. Najee Harris, decent stats. This is where they start to get good. Trevor Lawrence might be the best quarterback in the game on day one if he gets set feet lead or gunslinger. Really looks really good. Fast. He's way faster than Mahomes. He's got almost the same arm, but he'll have set feet lead. So I think this Trevor Lawrence will be the best in the game if he gets set feet lead. Next up is this 86 overall Michael Parsons that I was talking about earlier. Really fast. It looks really good, but he's a linebacker, so really don't know how he's going to affect the game unless you need a 3-4 or a 4-3 set this year to stop the run. We don't know. It's going to be an interesting year. Hopefully we don't need him, but if we do, he's pretty good. Next up is the best tight end in the game. No debate. 86 overall Kyle Pitts. He has to be on your team. Fastest tight end in the game by far. 88 speed. Good short and medium route running. Good spec. Best tight end in the game. Will be the best tight end for probably weeks. Make sure you try to choose this card if you can. He's one of the best. Another one of the best cards in the game that they show is this 86 overall JC Horn. 89 speed, 89 excel, 85 agility. Solid man in zone. Good jumping. Really good card overall. This card will be on my team whether I got to buy him or I got to do the Rookie Premier sets. Another really good card is this Trayvon Moehrig that I was talking about. 90 speed on a safety with 86 hit power this early in the year is really insane. I don't know how tall he is. Let me actually look it up real quick. Never mind. He's actually going to be the best user in the game day one. Besides KAM Chancellor. He's going to be the best user in the game. 6'2", 90 speed, 86 hit power. This guy is it. He has to be on my team when the game comes out. The last and final rookie premier card I believe that they show is this 86 overall Jamar Chase. Undebatable. He is the best receiver in the game. The fastest. One of the tallest. I believe he's 6'2", 6'3", which is really good. Decent average route running, but does that really matter? He's 91 speed on day one. This card has got to be on your team. Literally the best. Again, they are doing GMM all of next week, the 2nd through the 6th. Make sure you guys tune into that. I'm going to be tuning in. Might get more videos next week from me. We'll see what they tell us. We might get more. Do it for the video. I appreciate everybody watching. Make sure you hit the like button, comment. Let me know what I can do better on these videos. I'm trying to really improve throughout the year. So just let me know. Thumbnail, anything, just let me know. I will do my best to fix it. I appreciate all you guys. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the sub. And I'm looking forward to making videos for you guys all throughout the year. Appreciate y'all. Peace out.